Hello everyone. Today we'll look into common MySQL interview questions. Find employees earning the highest salary. So this is going to be dealing with maximum salary. Who's earning the maximum salary? You might get a question on who's earning the second highest salary or fourth highest salary. You can find anything other than first and second using either a subquery or CTE. We'll see that. Next type of question is find employees earning more than their department average salary. In while data cleaning, you might need find the duplicate records, find the department wise highest salary, maximum salary in each department, count employees in each department, find employees who joined in the last 6 months. We'll try to answer this in our MySQL. So I've got a database, SQL questions, where I have a table called employees. Let me show you this data. So you can see that there are around 50 employees. 50, you can see the records, 50 records. So we have details like employee ID, first name, last name, department, experience, education, age, gender, city, salary, and the date of joining. So we're going to use this table and answer our common interview questions. Okay. So the first question, find employee earning the highest salary. So let's assume that we want all the data, like all the columns details. So I'll select star from employees, the table name, where salary should be the maximum. But remember, in SQL, you cannot directly use expressions in where clause using aggregates. Aggregates like max, min, average, count, sum. So you need to use a subquery. So I'm using a subquery where I'm just going to select max salary from employees. So this is called a subquery where you have internal query and external query. The inner query, let me show you what would be the result of inner query. Inner query results in 1,49,123. Now the outer query will execute like find all the employees who are earning this like 149,123. To run this, select the data and run. So you can see Sandeep Bhatt is the highest salary earning person. The same way I can do this second question also. Slight modification and say with salary equal to select instead of just having the maximum salary, I'll go and say distinct salary, but I will want since equal to I should need a single answer. So to get the single answer I'm telling order this data by salary descending and then I'll say limit one since I just want one answer but not the first one, so I'll use offset. Offset is going to skip the first answer. Let me put it in two lines. So the inner query is telling select all the salary distinct without duplicates and put it in an order where salary is in descending order. Only show one after skipping first row. So this is the meaning of inner query. Let me show that it's telling the answer second highest salary is 141,381. So now the outer query will go and check all the employees whose salary is equal to 141,381. So as I execute this, I can see Arjun Sharma is the one who's earning second highest salary. The same trick you can use for the next question as well. I'll copy this and put it here. Here I want, if you just look at this, select distinct salary from employees. Okay. Let's say we'll order it descending also. Only this part if you look at the answer. It's telling first highest salary is 149,000, then 141,000, 134,000, like that. See, The question is asking fourth highest salary. That means I don't want the top three. So what I'll do is I'll offset three and show me the next immediate one. So offsetting three means skipping the first three and showing the next. So this inner query now will result in only this answer, that is 132455, right? So now I'm going back to outer query which says select all the employees whose salary is equal to 132455. So I can run this. You can see Nandini Kulkarni is the one who's earning 132455. So this logic you can always use if there is nth position, nth highest salary, you just offset by n minus 1. If it is fifth highest salary, then offset 4. If it is 10th highest salary, offset 9. That was our answer. And we get this. So this is our third question answer. This is using subquery. Okay. I use subquery here. Query inside a query is subquery. Next we'll see how to use it using CTE. So CTE is also a good method. CTE is a concept which is called as common temporary table. Okay. So we can give any name for that. I give a name as CTE only as, so we'll take a bracket and write a query that becomes our temporary table. So I'll say select star and I want one more column. This column I'll use it as dense rank over. I want to order by salary descending, and this new column, this entire new column will give an alias. We call this as RNK, but all these are coming from employees. Okay, so this is our inner query or CTE. Now we are going to execute the real query. We'll say with this temporary table, select star from CTE. Now CTE is the temporary table I'm referring to and telling where this column, RNK column, is equal to 4. Remember the earlier result was Nandini Kulkarni. Now when I run this also, I get the same answer. So one method is use subquery, the second method is use CT. So CT is help you, but you are going to use window function called as dense rank. Okay. Let's look at find employees earning more than their department average salary. To explain this, let me show you this. This is our data, right? So let's just modify this to explain. If I take department and average salary, I'm trying to find average salary in each department from employees. I just have to take care of grouping. Okay. If we don't group, we will not get the answer with aggregates. So I group by department. So when I execute this, you can see marketing department as the average salary as this. Operations as 84,000. IT as 76,000. Finance 67. Like that, each department has their own average salary. Now, when I say select people who are earning more than average salary, you'll have to check the salary of the person. It's 1,11,000, right? This is in marketing. So go to marketing department. The salary is just 96,000. That means you can select this candidate, Aditi Sharma. Okay, like that you go to every row and check if the salary is more than their department's average salary. To write that, we use a new concept called correlated subquery. So I'll select start from employees where where salary where salary is more than. As I said, I cannot use aggregations. I'll use average as in a query. I'll say average salary from employees. If I just say average salary, this is for the entire company, but I want it based on department. So I'll say where where department equal to department. What is the meaning of this? So I have to tell if you're finding the average of employee's salary from a particular table department equal to another table. So let's do a trick of adding alias to the first one as A. We'll use the second table as B. So now I can say let the B department, that is B dot department, be same as A dot department. Now when I run this, you can see there are 25 people who are earning more than their average salary in their department. Okay, to give an example, look at this, all these people, finance people, earning these many salaries. So if you look at our average salary in finance, it is just 67,261. So all these people in finance are earning more than 67,000, right? So we achieved our target. And this concept is called as correlated. I'm putting it as a comment, correlated subquery. Why is it called correlated? Because inner query depends on the outer query and outer query depends on inner query. Both are related, that's why it's called correlated. The next question, if we have all these employees, is there any duplicate? By chance 16 is entered twice, we want to check. So what we'll do, we'll select either one column which is supposed to be unique, and that's where we are checking if it is unique or not, from employees, and we'll purposely group like the same column just to ensure that if there are any duplicates, it should group by, and then we can say having is a clause which is like a filter after the grouping is done. So you're telling having count of all the rows, count star greater than 1. So if you run this query, there are no employee ID which are duplicates. You can just check that in our original table, none of the employees have repeated rows. So that's why we got null, 0 rows written. Okay. So you can use any unique column and check if the count is more than 1. If you want to see unique data, just change this to equal to 1. If I run this, you can see all 50 employee IDs are unique. If you want duplicate, just trick it by using greater than 1. Okay. So you can see nobody is there whose employee ID is repeated. So this is another simple one, department wise. I want to see department and the highest salary. Highest salary means maximum salary from employees. And remember, this question is tricky because it has to be grouped by the same column which you used in select. If you use department here, you should use department in group by as well. You can see these are the maximum salaries earned in each department. The similar question, if you have select, tell me the count in each of the departments. I'm telling select department instead of max salary, I can just count. Either I can use count salary or any column is fine, so I'll put it as star. Star. Star means any call or count all rows. When I execute, you can see marketing is the team with more number of people. Okay, the last question, find employees who joined in the last 6 months. So this is a tricky question because whenever you are working from that day, we want to see who joined in the last 6 months. Today is 17/7/2026 in my system date. So I am looking at all the people who joined after 17th of January 2026. That's the meaning. So to do this, we'll select all from employees where remember there is a column called date of joining, DOJ. So this will use where DOJ, this should be greater than or equal to How do I find last 6 months? So we use date underscore sub. Means it's going to give the subtraction. I just have to take date is a function and then we'll put interval 6 month. We'll put current date, that is current date, interval 6 months, that is 6 months back. So when I complete this, I can see that 18 people joined after January 17th of 2026. So these are the people who have joined. And it can happen that anybody could have joined in this month as well. You can see somebody has joined 9th of July as well. So this is how we tackle these common interview questions. I leave this dataset to practice. Wish you all the best.